Hi there, I'm Cathi Barker from Software Solutions. In the previous video, we looked at how do you create a meeting and invite other people, and then if you have to change that meeting or cancel it. But when we created the meeting, we looked at the scheduling assistant. Let me just pull up an appointment, for example, double click the calendar, go to scheduling assistant. This is where you add attendees and you select the team sort of thing and say they're required and okay. And it basically interrogates their calendars and tells you when they're free and when they're busy and when they're not working. That's one way of attempting to ensure the success of your meeting by making sure that you have looked at their calendars and there's nothing conflicting. If you don't take a moment to actually do this, people are going to come back and say, I've got something else on. So you want to do this. But another way is, let me just close this meeting. Okay, don't save. And let's say I want to look at their calendar. So what we have here, let me just lift this up a bit. When I'm in the calendar view, I can see shared calendars. And I have group calendars and I have individual calendars. Now I don't see the calendar for SSPC2. So I'm going to add a calendar, open a shared calendar, and I'm going to type SSPC2. And when I choose OK, it will add SSPC2's calendar alongside of or side by side of my calendar. Now, if it didn't let me open it, then somebody hasn't shared it. And so you need to get on the blower and ring them and say, can you share your calendar with me? They may say no, but if they say yes, what they'll do at their end is they'll go share calendar, my calendar, they'll go add, and they'll add somebody who's allowed to look at their calendar. So at the moment, 5, 6, 7, and 8 can all see my calendar, but 2 can't. So I'm going to choose SSPC2, add, OK. So now SSPC2 is able to add my calendar to their Outlook and see what I'm up to. What we can control is how much do they see. At the moment, SSPC2 can view all details. Now, I may not be happy with that. I just want them to see when I'm busy and when I'm not. Or just basic titles and locations, not all details. And whether they're allowed to edit or whether I can delegate them, and that is they can view private events. So you've got to decide on the permissions for each person listed in here. So I'm just going to say, look, they're just going to see when I'm busy and when I'm not. They're not going to edit anything. And so when I go OK, they will then be able to go add calendar, open shared calendar, put my name in, because I have shared my calendar with SSPC2, and SSPC2 will now be able to open the shared calendar. I hope that makes sense. So go to add calendar, open the shared calendar. If it doesn't let you, contact the person and ask them to share the calendar with you, and then that'll send you an email and you'll be able to open their calendar. Okay. Now, as far as viewing more than one calendar, I might just decide to have a meeting and I need to see these people, this one, and this one. These are all the people I want to bring to the meeting. Now, because of the number of calendars, that is 5 that I've chosen, it's thrown me into schedule view, which is actually quite good because it's sort of like a horizontal view, and it's really good for trying to find a time that everybody's free. But if you insisted to go back on, say, work week, then you would see it like this. And that's why you can see schedule's actually quite good. But if you do go to work week and you don't want to see them side by side, you can actually overlay them one on top of each other. And that's what this little arrow here is. If I click this, I will put this calendar into overlay mode. And if I click this one, I'll put this one into overlay mode, and this one into overlay mode, and this one into overlay. So now I'm overlaying all 5 calendars, and it sort of adds an element of transparency, and I can see then a slot or a time that everybody's free. And so I could think, right, I'm going to double click here. Sorry, we're having trouble opening the item. So it's not letting me for some reason. So I'll go new meeting, maybe that way, meeting with all. And now I can create a meeting with all of these people. But by opening all their calendars, putting them in an overlay mode, I am able to see when everybody's free, if they're using their calendar properly, and I have more success at creating a meeting which everybody will attend, and less likelihood of somebody saying, I can't attend because I'm busy. And I'll be like, well, can you put it in your calendar so I can see that you're busy when I'm trying to organize meetings? Okay, so just an idea. Close that. Do you want to save? Don't save. If you want to put them back to being side by side, this little arrow now says view in side by side mode. So I'll do that, do that, do that, do that, and I'm back to side by side. So I can see that they're all sort of got something going on that Wednesday. If I want to not see them, I can untick, 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 and I go back to just saying my calendar, and I may want to see a full week, for example. So that is how you share your calendar, add a calendar, show the calendars, put them side by side or put them overlay, and have more success at creating a meeting that involves everybody. I hope you've enjoyed that video. Please like, please subscribe. Let me know I'm on the right track or not. Come back for the next video. Let me show you what you can do with tasks if you're not already using tasks. See you soon.